back out. Toot and Hammy out today. And then the pup guys, on track. Dennis Gardeck's on track, no update. And same thing with Mason Smith, on track, no update. So that's just want to hit you guys with some of that info. Cool.
Any of those expected to be like Ari or Kudu longer term or no?
Yeah, I can't. No.
With Buster, how does that kind of change
Yeah,
for you guys?
I think just gives us an opportunity to get guys reps. We expect them back for the season, obviously, and so gives a great op for Jarian Jones, obviously Travis, to continue to get quality reps, and Trey Prince and some of these guys to continue to get reps, Zach McPherson, and same with Christian Braswell. So it just gives us ops. Yeah, it's a bummer a little bit for Buster. I love Buster. But it is always, anytime that happens, it is completely a new window and opportunity for somebody else. So the reps are quality for us. Yeah, I was pleased. I thought that the offense came out and kind of set the tone a little bit offensively in the run game. Throughout the course of the day. Now, there were still some good plays here and there on both sides, but I was pleased to see physicality, but taking care of one another. Like, it didn't get sloppy or stupid. It was just good quality work. We put the pads on. That doesn't mean we have to cheap shot each other or do anything ridiculous, and I thought it was just good quality work from both sides and got our first day of pads in. Yeah, I would think. Yeah, we cut it a little bit short today. We got the good work that we wanted in pads. We're limited to the time when you do put the pads on, and the last thing I wanted to do was, make it sloppy just by adding another, 12 plays or so. So tomorrow, yeah, we'll probably keep that period that we had up today and be able to get a little bit extra work. Yes, it'll be full pads. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's obviously a work in progress, but I thought through the first 5 practices, there's been strides made, right? So it's a group that's still getting to know each other. With the O-line, it's so imperative that they play as one and communicate as one. And I think that they've done a nice job of that so far from a targeting standpoint, making sure that we're on the right IDs and with the protections. I thought they did a nice job today as well, protecting the quarterback. So I've been pleased. It's still a work in progress, but pleased so far.
How much of an impact has Haynesy just having the knowledge of the offense kind of help the rest of it?
It's huge. Having Robert it has been huge to have somebody that obviously has been in the system, but also has had to make the adjustments that can occur within the system, right? We have a specific play call versus a specific front. Well, maybe, obviously the other 4 guys have not seen that within this play or that concept. So he has had that experience, been able to make adjustments on the fly and ultimately communicate what we're trying to get done. So that's been a blessing.
Can you get a feel for the run game in practice, or you have to be in games?
I think ultimately you need to be in a game, because, right, we're not playing tackle. So you don't know when a ball breaks to the second level. Are we going to make that safety or corner miss, or are we going to get tackled? Right, that's ultimately what you don't know. But I think you can look at the combinations up front, the communication, our tracks, the fundamentals and techniques in which we're approaching it at, and see some improvement.
When you were talking about Trevor the other day, you talked about switching which foot he had
Yeah.
forward
Mhm.
shotgun.
Yep.
That is more significant change.
Yeah, ultimately, even when you have your right foot up as a quarterback, you're, slightly moving your left as a punch step. And so if you just flip it, and we call it goofy foot, and put your left foot up and you punch first, it's very similar. It's just which foot is up first from a rhythm standpoint. But no, it's new for him. So yeah, it is a development for sure. And so it's something that, it was his decision. He wanted to do it when he came to us in the spring or, in the wintertime. And, it's kind of a trend with a lot of the guys in the NFL going to left foot up. It's just a comfort thing and helps with some of the rhythm in the quick game and some of the on time and in rhythm passing. So definitely a work in progress still, but I thought he had a better day today.
Has he been pretty consistent with that?
Yeah, I think he's definitely had some, like down on the goal line the other day when we ran the out cut to Diami that got batted down by Jordan Lewis. He took the wrong footwork, a couple of things where he's mixed up the footwork at times, but that's part of it. Like, that's very normal. It's not like completely abnormal. So, today I did think that he got his feet better planted to where he's trying to throw the ball. That's something that we're continuously working on.
Seems like Darnell Savage has been close to a few big plays the last couple of days. Just what have you seen from him?
Yeah, he's athletic, man. He's got range. He's got athleticism. He can run around. He's been really good in the meeting rooms with some of the communication. It's just a matter of, it's really hard to evaluate safeties, especially in this setting, because, ultimately, are they going to come down, fill, and make tackles? They are truly called safeties for a reason. They're the last line of defense. So when a ball does break out to the second and third levels, are we able to take the proper angles, use the proper leverage, and go actually get the guy on the ground? So that's the hard thing to evaluate out here, but I've been pleased with him so far.
What kind of strides is Walker Little making?
Yeah, I think Walker, first few days, I thought, he was really on. Yesterday, Josh got him a few times, and I thought he came back out today, though, with a mindset of, I'm just going to be a little bit more patient with my hands and with my punch. He's punching a little bit too soon yesterday, just getting a little overextended. But, I've been pleased with him, man. His demeanor's been the same in terms of just the way that he handles himself and approaches it. And I think he's been doing a good job getting some removal in the run game when we're asking him to.
How much does that help the tackles going against guys like Josh and Trayvon?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, those guys obviously can go, right? They can go, and anytime you have good on good, we're trying to create an edge and sharpen our edge, and that's going to do that for us every single day. And then, hey, you get to move those guys down when Trayvon goes down inside at a 4-eye or at a 3 technique. Now he's rushing on the guard, and those guys are getting to work. But it's really important for us to continue that. We're going to see a lot of good pass rushers in this league, as we know, and for us to be able to, win more than not. That's the goal, when you're playing that position.
What have you learned about Trayvon, personality-wise, or that maybe you didn't know when you first got there?
Well, he's very serious, but also has just a very genuine, honest way of approaching conversation. He asks he'll ask me questions that not a lot of players will ask, and it's I'm not saying it's more mature than others, but it is for a younger player. He just has a good feel for people, for the team, for the guys, and just ultimately what he wants to accomplish in his career and for this team. So I've been pleased. He's kind of stoic that way. And I think he's a little bit wise beyond his years in some ways in terms of age. But, he had a really good practice yesterday. I got to watch the one today. I don't feel like we maybe got quite as much, but the ball was coming out maybe a little bit more today than it has been. So, but I've been very pleased. I like Trayvon a lot. Did he really? Did he? Oh, dude, yeah, I saw that on the duo. Yeah, he was standing up, and Travis is in a tight bunch, and we're running duo, and Travis has to go block Jordan Lewis, who's kind of stacked behind Trayvon. I just saw Trayvon continuing to widen out and just put his hands right in Travis's head, and no, it was good. It was good for Travis. He goes, hey, he took himself out of the play. So, good answer.
Sorry to go back to it, but speaking of Travis, you talk about his timeline and the map out. Is the Buster not going to be in camp?
No, we're not changing it. We're not going to alter it. We I think what will happen, where he's on offense, he'll go back to defense before our mock game scrimmage, and be able to kind of use that mock as an evaluation to see, all right, what do we need to do now, right? What did it look like in the scrimmage? Do we need to maybe get him more on defense, or hey, man, these other guys are producing and developing, and we can keep with the schedule as is. That'll be kind of not a defining moment, but an evaluation time for us. No, yeah.
How's Devon Hamilton?
Good. I mean, I think D Ham, man, when he plays rooted and keeps his cleats in the ground and comes out with a flat back, and he can get that knockback and push. He's difficult at times, as you guys know, to move inside, but D Ham's a pro. He does everything right. You watch him in the walkthroughs, in all those settings when they're working on their stunts and games and pressures. He's very locked in. He's very serious about his craft, and he's going to have to play really well for us inside, as we all know.
Sean mentioned that he really wants Anton to improve his consistency. Are
Yeah.
you seeing that out of Anton?
Yeah, we have definitely for the first few. I've been very pleased with Anton, and we've mentioned that to him, and I asked him the other day in the hall. I said, hey, is this going to be every day? Is this how it's going to be every single day? And he was very adamantly yes. And so, and that's what we have seen. So for him to take a step in the right direction in our eyes for sure, I think is only going to help us moving forward because he's so talented. And when he plays locked in, he plays with great effort, and he strains through the echo of the whistle, good things typically happen. Yeah, thank you guys. Appreciate it.